Hey, it's my turn. Can you guys hear me and see me? I hope. Okay, awesome. I'm going to start my timer because I tend to go over my time. Trisha, thank you so much. I identify so much with many of the things that you indicated. I too earned two cars, while working full time. So I totally understand all the planning, the preparation, and I love that you brought in the fact that you still did your Mary Kay every day, like the booking, the coaching, the selling, and the recruiting, that you still worked within harmony within your family, your work, and that's what it's all about. So I get to talk to you guys about page 50, which is the 4 P's of managing your time with small kids at home. My kids are now 10 and 6, both girls, both in school. So my schedule has shifted a little bit, but when they were both home, that's kind of what I want to go over with you, is when they were little, how did I manage all of the Mary Kay activities that I wanted to be a part of and complete in my work every day. And the first P is planning. It's amazing how our minds all work together, because Trisha talked about this. I'm talking about it. You might see a theme happening here. That first P is planning, and right underneath that P is weekly plan sheet. Oh, imagine that, you guys. Okay, a confused mind does nothing. And we've also heard many times over that a decided heart will search for an answer, and an undecided heart will search for an excuse. So if you don't have a weekly plan sheet, then you are likely searching for an excuse, because that's all it takes is for you just to plan your time. Let me show you mine, because I also, like Trisha, have a weekly plan sheet, and mine is color coded as well. I keep everything in my weekly plan sheet: my kids' activities, my husband's meetings, my activities, our menu, everything goes in there, because it just helps my brain to stay organized. And you know, you have a better success rate when you are willing to plan ahead. That's what I really want you guys to understand, is that when you manage your time, somebody else won't have to manage it for you. And whether you believe that somebody else is managing your time or not, when you are flying by the seat of your pants and you're just responding to the things that are happening in your life, then someone else is managing you. So a weekly plan sheet helps coordinate your brain. It helps sustain your family and and what that leads into my next one. Right under weekly plan sheet is routine is key. You guys, not every day is going to run smoothly, just like Trisha said. Of course, right? It's not going to run smoothly, but a plan creates structure and confidence for your family, for you, for your business, for the people who want to do business with you. And so that weekly plan sheet and that routine every week can look different, but there are steady things in your week. You know, for me, like Trisha was talking about with the weekly plan sheet, the first thing I do is, okay, when do I have God things happening? You know, when is church? When is our activities that I have to do as a minister's wife, and things that I want to do with the church? Then I also ask my family, just like Trisha said, you know, what's important for me to be at this week? You know, my girls are in school. When they were little, this wasn't so relevant, but I knew the things that were coming up for them. And then with my husband, I'd ask him and put those in my schedule. And then it was, okay, when can I work? And so then I put that time specifically in my date book and colored it pink because that made me happy, or green because that meant money. Okay, so just whatever color excites you. But routine is extremely important for you to feel confident in your schedule and for your family to know what's coming. So sharing that with them. Then under that is ask for help. Okay, are you listening to me? You have to listen to me super careful right now. You don't have to do everything. It's like Trisha said, you can't wear all the hats and wear them 100% beautifully without that weekly plan sheet and without some kind of routine. I'm able to take off my mommy hat and put on my Mary Kay hat because I have that planned in my schedule. I'm able to take off mommy hat and be wife. I'm able to take off wife hat and be ministry wife or missionary wife at the moment. And so it's just different activities and things that we put our hats on, okay? You are not their only parent, okay? You're not their only parent. Now, even if you're a single parent by choice or circumstance, you are not alone. you still have support. So look for that support system and seek out their help. You guys, don't be ashamed to ask for help, because you know the betterment of your family is this Mary Kay opportunity. Whether you're going to spend that time away from them is going to be profitable, not only financially, but spiritually, emotionally, and physically, for you to build those relationships with people that can further your business. Okay, so asking for help is super, super important. The next one under that is child care options. So we're still under that first P. We're just on the 4th line. Child care options. Who do you know? I have a list of like 6 babysitters, probably, that I can count on. So yes, a grandparent, if they're around, that's always a great opportunity, especially if you're worried about who you're leaving your kids with, okay? We're gonna talk about that in a second. So a grandparent, an aunt, a friend, who do you know at church? Have you built relationships with your neighbors? Okay, think outside the box. And at church, you guys, I looked for stable college girls or stable high school girls that could drive, that I trusted. And so here's one thing too, like I hear a lot of moms say, well, I never leave my kids, you know, with anybody that I don't trust. Well, you can't learn to trust someone unless you give them an opportunity to be trusted. So learn to trust, and you're also teaching your children at the same time who they can trust, because you're teaching them by who you trust and what qualities that person has. So we are in a teaching role 24/7 with our kids, you guys, and that has to do with your Mary Kay business, and not only that, but how you live your life and who you put faith in and how you walk every day. So just a little tidbit about how you're teaching them to trust the right people. Then second P there is preparation. Amazing. It's the same word Trisha used. You guys, and I swear we didn't go over this before. We did not know what each other were going to say. So under preparation, for me, I put image, because you guys, you represent the top 5 global beauty brand in Mary Kay. Are you representing that everywhere you go, in everything you do? And have you ever been caught off guard? You might have seen my post on Facebook when I was caught off guard. I walked into Walmart thinking I'm gonna run in there and grab some milk and some bread, and I'm just gonna like put a hat on. I had my scrubbies, literally my pajamas, and a holy shirt, literally holy. And I walked in there, no makeup on, had my hat on, and as soon as I walked in the door, oh, Jamie, hi! Like 5 people. Are you kidding me? I couldn't get away from it. So you guys, wherever you go, I'm not saying you have to dress up in your red jacket and a black skirt and a white blouse, okay? I'm saying be presentable to the occasion. So when I'm going to, because I'm now a soccer mom. Okay, I'm a soccer mom. So now I get to go to the soccer field, and I'm not gonna go in like scrubbies. I'm gonna go looking cute. Right? Hair done, makeup done. You know, I'm not going to go dressed up like I'm going to a seminar or anything. I'm going to go appropriate to the situation, but that way I'm attractive to people, because you are representing a beauty brand. And when you pop out with a Mary Kay sample, or you pop out with a conversation in a catalog, you don't want them to think, how in the world are you with Mary Kay? That would be embarrassing. Okay? So image is super important. And there again is a teaching tool for your children. You're teaching them hygiene, you're teaching them respect of who they are and respect of other people in the situation, and not just to be, just not take care of themselves, okay? All right, under image, the next line is goodie bags, catalogs. Have things prepared, you guys, in advance, okay? This is a little goodie bag I carry around with my business card, a sample, and a gift card in there. And this is an easy thing I can throw at someone, not literally, but you know, hand to them. If we're out and about and I'm at a soccer game, or I'm running errands and I meet people, then I have a reason to talk to them, and I have a reason to get their phone number in exchange. So those goodie bags are important. And we're teaching our kids confidence and the willingness to have conversations with people and how to communicate, good communication skills. What's funny is that Audrey, my 10-year-old, will be walking around in the store, and we have done this many times. She's done this to me. We'll walk around and there's a woman that passes us who's absolutely either beautiful or she's got a great purse or shoes. She knows I notice those things. And she goes, Mom, she's so pretty. You should talk to her about Mary Kay. Thank you, Audrey. Yes, I'll do that. So it does happen, and then it does strike up a conversation. So, be ready for those kind of moments for your kids to put you in awkward situations, because as you teach them to be confident, they will then put you in your place and make you use it. Okay, the next line under that is distractions for your child. Be prepared if you've got little bitties, okay, and they're with you in a stroller, and they're hungry, and they're screaming, and they're whatever. Have food, have little snacks, have games, have toys, have something that can get their attention so that you can still have a conversation with an adult that you're passing by, okay? And you're willing to hand this, you get the courage to ask for her phone number, then your child starts screaming, have something on hand so that you can be prepared for that, okay? Then under that, the fourth line under the second P is class and supplies. Be prepared at your classes with things like Hostess bags and new consultant packets. And so being prepared for those things ahead of time is key, because nothing's more embarrassing than when you're at a party and you don't have the tools that you need to hand them, or you don't have a Fast Fun Facts card to give them, and so I will text you, or I'll call you, and those are fine, but if you had it and you were prepared, you look a lot more professional and your job looks duplicatable. Very simple, okay? Then number 3, the third P there is pockets of time. With little kids, I had to learn to work in pockets of time. So my kids really were good nappers. And so during their nap time, I made phone calls. That's when I would do my booking calls, my coaching calls, my referrals and things like that. So I use that time. Now, sometimes if your kids aren't good nappers, that may be 15 minutes or 30 minutes, but you can still get a lot done within 15 or 30 minutes, you guys. And if your kids are good nappers like mine were like an hour or 2 hours sometimes, I got my calls done in the first hour, and that second hour I could use for preparation, getting my goodie bags ready, getting my class supplies ready. So I still use that nap time. I did not nap while my kids nap because I had way too much that it was important for me in the future, Jamie, that I knew I wanted to become a sales director, and I knew that I didn't want to have to go back to the alternate thing, which was a job. And so I created the pressure of doing that myself while they were napping, okay? Underneath pockets of time, that second line is during outings. During outings, I would get leads. Okay, you guys, you all have to run errands. You have to run to the post office, to the grocery store, to the dry cleaner, to, wherever. Like, we all have little errands to run around and go do. So while I was out, I had those goodie bags already prepared, and I had the distractions for my kids ready to go in the bag, and I was willing to then go get leads. So I used pockets of time while I was already out to go meet other people. And I also had what I called a fun jar. As the kids got older and they could talk, like 2s and 2 to 5 before they went to kindergarten, I had a little thing I called a fun jar. And what I did was every time we would go out, I'd say, okay, mommy's got $1, and I would hold it up for them. And if mommy's got $1, and when we go into this store, we're going to look for a nice woman who's kind and sweet, and maybe she deserves some pampering. And when I have a conversation with her, if you will be quiet and you will play with your toy or have your snack, then I'm going to put this in our fun jar. And then we get to go do something fun together. So they loved that, and that worked for my kids, okay? So if that is, I bribed them. I totally bribed them, but it worked. Okay, the next line under that also is bribery. It was a toy bin. We had a special toy bin that was only used when mommy was having a party or when mommy was on the phone doing a career chat, a dream session, because I needed them to be quiet and I needed them to not interrupt me, and they could walk. No, I mean, so they had I needed them to stay in place, and I didn't want to lock them in a closet because that's illegal. So, so I got a toy bin with special movies, special toys, their favorite things, you guys. That's basically what it was. And they could only play with that during the time that I was either having a party or, doing a dream session. Then the fourth line on there is timer. a timer, like Trisha was talking about, a timer on my phone, a timer. I had one of those physical ones, like from the old days where you actually turn it and it clicks the whole time. I used that mostly during my coaching time when I needed to be coaching parties. Okay, mommy's going to be on here for 15 minutes, but you better honor that timer, because trust me, they are listening. And when that timer goes off, if you don't come back in there, they are pounding on your door or putting their hands underneath, like my kids would put their hands underneath my door. Mommy, are you in there? Like, yes, I'm here. Okay. So, and then the last P, and I got to be fast because I'm already past my time. See, I really tried. Okay, the last P is play dates. Play dates became extremely, extremely intentional. And let's be clear, I did not love play dates, okay? But I created them because I knew they were opportunities for me to meet other moms. So I was a member of MOPS, Mothers of Preschoolers. That was a great program for me because I was able to meet people, some with similar interests, some not, and some were over the top and some were just fun, but you kind of have to feel that out with whichever group. I mean, y'all be real, okay? Some of them are a little crazy. Anyway, but it was fun, and it got me leads, and it got me out of the house, it got my kids doing something fun, and it gave me new people to talk to. Then the second line there is park or pool. We had a community pool that I would take the kids to. There was a park that we would go to and intentionally sit down, and I wouldn't leave my kids alone, but I was standing there and I could watch them and still have conversations with other moms. So that became an intentional time where I was prepared with my goodie bags, prepared with everything, and they were distracted by the playground, that I could have a conversation and still keep an eye on them. Then the third line there is library and the mall. I took many trips to the library and many trips to the mall, not because I love to read, although I'm learning to love to read, but because I wanted to meet people. Okay, you guys, let's be clear. And at the mall, if you don't go with an intention to meet people, you're going to spend way, way, way too much money. So go with goodie bags and don't even take your wallet in there. I'm not kidding. Because I spent a lot of money going to the mall. Instead of meeting people, I was too nervous to talk to them, so I just buy stuff. So meet people when you're at the mall. And the last line there is at the gym. Most gyms now have a childcare type program, so you can go to the gym, you can leave your kids in the childcare, still get your physical activity in, and at the same time be looking for other women who, if they're there and they care about the outside, you guys, hello, that's like the biggest opportunity of them all, okay? They care. And so with your time management with little kids, just plan ahead, be prepared, use the pockets of time that you're given, and create the times for play dates because they're super valuable. I'm so sorry I went over, but thank you so much I hope you guys gained something from this.